So when I was a kid, and I know you probably get this, or you probably heard this, and I'm sorry if it annoys you. Please don't throw me out. Don't end the interview. When I was a kid, for some reason, every time Dumas Walker came on the radio, and I mean, I'm talking about, it's 92, so I was probably, or when did that song come out?
It would have been out in 90. It would have come out in 90.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, they were playing it for years.
Oh, yeah.
And so I remember, probably 5, 6, 7 years old, I remember this image of everybody hanging out at Miss Walker's house, Dumas Walker. And I was like, I finally understood that somebody told me, no, it's Dumas Walker, the name Dumas Walker.
Yes.
And so, I was a kid. And so, if you have any funny stories about anybody talk or asking you about that part of the song, because some people, they misconstrued as
let's all go down and do Miss Walker.
Do Miss Walker. Yeah, I didn't want to go there with it. But
no, hey, of course we had radio stations that would refuse to play the song because that's what they thought we were saying.
Oh my goodness!
And we're going, no, the guy's name is Dumas Walker. You can look him up. He's a famous marble player. And,
So he was in the video. The guy.
Yeah, he was the guy in the very beginning shooting marbles on the pool table. It was Dumas Walker.
That's
and
cool.
and he passed away just a year or two after that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But
I'm sure he loved that.
It got, well, as he says, I made them boys famous. And you know what? I guess him and Bill Monroe, I got my brother's drawing a bill up there. You may have to capture that, man, because my brother discovered he's a painter about 10 years ago, and he's painted some incredible stuff.
Oh,
but anyway.
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah. That is incredible.
That was his first one ever. That was just crazy, but we'll maybe talk about that in a little bit. But, Walk Softly was our first single.
Yeah.
And it was a Bill Monroe and Jake Landers tune.
Right.
But basically a Bill Monroe tune. So Bill made us helped to make us famous too. I guess you could say Bill and Dumas.
You guys didn't have nothing to do with it.
No. It's just it was a regional story, about a regional guy who had made the news because he was so good as a marble player. I think 60 Minutes or somebody did a little thing on him.
Wow.
But anyway, Walk Softly came out in the last part of '89 and. We had, the radio was not, it went to 25.
Yeah.
It went to 25 on the charts.
Which is great.
Great.
Yeah.
But it sold over 500,000 records in record time.
Wow.
So it was selling like crazy. But there were stations out there going, who's the long haired guy? It was a shock to them, I guess. And there were some stations that just wouldn't play it. Now, they played it. Let's put it this way. They played it after it didn't matter anymore chart-wise.
Right.
So they would. Yeah. So in other words, if they'd have played it like they did afterwards during that particular time, it sold over 500,000 records. It'd have been a number one record. You know what I'm saying?
what I'm saying? 50.
Yeah.
That's almost. Well, I mean, it's half platinum, but.
Yeah, how gold record is 500,000 copies.
Did you guys go platinum on?
Yeah. It went platinum. Dumas took it over platinum. In fact, it's double platinum. Well, I think it's double platinum now. But it's more than that now because the streaming and all the downloads counts as sales now too. So we
still getting straight. Yeah.
We heard it's up to all of stuff together is up to about 11 million records or so. I guess the way they count it. But anyway. We were down to the Polygram, or Mercury Records at Polygram, a subsidiary. We were down there quite often between gigs, begging them, hey man, check it out, just play the song, check it out, because it was doing so well at the other stations.
Right.
And the video was number one video. CMT had just come out, and so the video was really helping us too. But when the Dumas came out, it was kind of more stations played it. It went to 15 on the charts. It made it to 15. Wasn't even a top 10 record. Sold us over. Now we went well over 1 million records. So it was just, we knew it was real. We knew something real was happening with it.
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of times I don't mean to butt in, but that almost goes to another question that I have. But I mean, I think a lot of times when the people speak, and they're like, we don't care, we love it.
Yeah,
Like radio, you can do what you want or whatever, or you can. I mean, I don't want to say anything's corrupt, but I'm a big fan of independent record labels or no
Yeah.
record label. Nowadays,
These days.
right, and so I'm a huge fan of that. One of my good friends is Ryan Upchurch, no record label. Dude gets 400 million spins on Spotify a year. And so
yeah,
when the people speak,
the people like it. They have that avenue now.
yeah,
Avenues. It wasn't really quite that way back then. You almost needed radio to really be the. But we did have that new avenue called CMT video.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And all the videos were
So they were playing
videos
when radio station wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there people are saying, but now it's like I say, it went to 15, and then the stations, about a dozen stations, powerful stations that decided not to play it until after, and then they played the fire out of it. And the proof in the pudding is the BMI awards here.
Mm-hmm.
We got.
I'm gonna give you shots of this.
Yeah.
Got all this stuff afterwards.
The top 5 most played songs each year gets a recognition of BMI, or citation of achievement, they say.
Gotcha.
And it was for Dumas Walker. So it was, in fact, one of the people I knew at BMI told me that night we went to the awards, got presented her plaques or whatever. He said, I'll just fill you in. He said, Dumas was the second most played song of 1990.
Oh my goodness!
And
wow.
so the dance, Garth Brooks, the dance was the number one.
That was a huge.
It was so, but that was the number one record and was number one for who knows how long. Dumas went to 15, but it was the second most played song. So that tells you a little bit of the politics, I guess, of labels and radio and whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't matter really in the long run because we were selling records.
Sure.
And that's
money.
You can have a number one record and sell 30,000 copies, or you can have a number 15 record and sell 1 million. I'll choose that.
Right, money. That's real money.
I'll choose that every day. Of course, it would have been nice to have everybody come on board and have number one records and all that stuff. That'd have been great, but it wasn't. It didn't happen. And it wasn't really about that. It was about us making the music we wanted to make, and we wrote it. We played it in the studio ourselves. No studio musicians. We produced the records ourselves. It was all self-contained, all very self-contained.
Yeah, you guys were all no. We say you go to Nashville nowadays, and before if you get a hit song out on top 40 Nashville radio, at least you're going to have to probably it'll go through 10 people. Hey, let's rewrite this, hire studio, best musicians in the world.
Absolutely.